Hello, this is Hawan Lee, and I'm going to give you a brief introduction to our lab. So we are interested in exploring human intelligence through the lens of AI. Specifically, we want to explore the nature of computations underlying learning and inference at both behavioral and neural levels. For this, we use twofold approach. First, brain to AI. Here we want to understand how the brain learns and make inferences. And secondly, AI to brain, aimed at understanding why the brain implements such computations. So this figure illustrates our two-way approach. First, brain to AI. Since the machine learning theory provides a clear mathematical descriptions of how to solve problems in general, so it helps us distinguish between different problem-solving strategies at the behavioral level. This is something that we call theory-driven experimental design. With this design, we run behavioral and neural experiments, mostly using functional MRI and EEG. And we try to build up a computational model that best explains subject behavior, each of which is associated with different computational hypotheses. And then we switch gear to the AI to brain stage. This is actually the point where the real fun part begins. Here we think this model as a virtual subject, and we have them interact with the other machine learning algorithms in a pure computer simulation environment. Through this, we want to understand why people use this particular problem-solving strategy, and it also enables us to manipulate the way people solve problems. To summarize, this two-step approach would teach us valuable insights about the nature of human intelligence, and hopefully it would stimulate innovations in cognitive and computational neuroscience, computational psychiatry, and neuroscience-inspired AI. For the next few slides, I'm going to give you a few directions along this line. First line of research is neuroscience of reinforcement learning. So here we want to understand the computational and neural basis of high-level functions in the human brain, such as meta-learning, goal-directed learning, and planning implemented in the prefrontal cortex. Another interesting venue is in the subcortical area. So we also want to understand stable and distributional computations of the subcortical areas, including basal ganglia. And yet, there's another interesting area of the brain, which is hippocampus. Here we want to understand spatial and temporal computations related to learning and inference. The second research topic is brain-inspired AI. So the various models explaining computations at the neural level, which we obtained in the previous step. Basically, this model can help us solve many engineering challenges. This is something that we argue. Here we focus on prefrontal cortex, which is neural circuitry known to regulate high-level learning and inference processes. And we believe that understanding the computations of this prefrontal cortex in this context help us solve various engineering challenges, such as performance efficient speed trade-off, cooperation competition, exploration versus exploitation, and maybe someday it would help us build brain-like intelligence. Third topic is computational psychiatry, as the latent variables or parameters of these computational models, which we obtained in the previous steps, This model basically can be viewed as a projection of human complex problem solving onto low-dimensional representation space. So it helps us understand complex traits of psychiatric disorders, which we call model-driven disease phenotyping. The fourth topic is BCI design. The idea is to use our computational model from previous steps, use this as an inductive bias. What it means is that we can impose a constraint on various neural decoder design so that we can prevent it from overfitting. And using this approach, we were able to significantly improve the decoding performance. Okay, and I also would like to mention that in 2019, we won the nearly 10 million US dollar equivalent research grant from Korean government. Based on this grant, we founded KAIST Center for Neuroscience Inspired AI. It's called the CNAI, aka. Our lab leads interdisciplinary teams consisting of 22 PIs and more than 100 researchers, graduate students from 6 different research institutes, including KAIST, Seoul National University, Korea University, and University of Oxford and UMello. The center pursues a multidisciplinary approach to understanding the computational and neural basis of intelligence, ultimately achieving neuroscience-inspired solutions for next-generation AI. We also have many international collaborators, including UCL, University of Oxford, DeepMind, IBM, and etc. For this, we have multiple MOUs. So this slide shows you examples about the types of publication we are generating. So since we are working on working at the intersection between neuroscience and machine learning, so we publish journal papers for neuroscience when we publish preceding papers at the machine learning conferences. And when we have preliminary results, we try to present it at the machine learning workshops. And also we have more than 10 abstract and poster presentation accepted to the prestigious computational neuroscience conference, which is called COSIGN. And this is my affiliation. So I'm basically director of the Center for Neuroscience Inspired AI, and I'm the head professor of program of brain and cognitive engineering, and I'm associated professor at the Department of Bio and Brain Engineering. And also I want to mention that the part of our research have been supported by 2 prestigious grants, Google Faculty Research Award and IBM Global University Academic Reward. Okay, so if you want to know more about our research team, and please visit our website and feel free to email me if you have any question. Thanks for listening.